name is David Schuster, and I'm going early here in the batting order because I have a hockey game to go and work at, and go Hawks, of course. And before anything else, I want to thank the Betas for making this available, their household. It's very special for you folks to do this. Thank you very much. Also, before saying a few words about Ronnie, I want to say a few words about Jessica. I remember you from a young age. You don't remember me as much, but I remember you from a young age. But I really came to know you over Ronnie's final few months. And the courage and the strength and the love that you displayed in those final few months. Unbelievable. And you should be very proud of yourself, and I know everybody here is extremely proud of you and your brother for what you did for your father in the final few months. Ronnie would have loved this today because there's so many of his old friends here, it's because of Ronnie that all his old friends are congregating here, and he would have been the life of the party. He would have just eaten this up. I have to tell you that I met Ronnie a little later than a lot of maybe some other people here. I met Ronnie through my friend George, who was my roommate in college, and then we worked together and have for a bunch of years. He was also the best man at my wedding. And I met Ronnie and Andy first initially, and we used to go out and have hijinks, of course. And the thing that I always remember initially was these guys were always insulting each other. It was the funniest and weirdest thing to me. These guys would just rip each other no tomorrow. But it was done with love. But it was also done with, I got to say this, with a lot of intelligence. And at first I was sort of bewildered by this, like, why are these guys doing this? But then very quickly I got into the knack of it. And that was a lot of fun and continued all the way throughout, And if that isn't friendship, I don't know what is. That if you can't insult in good humor your best friends, then you can't insult anybody. But Ronnie was special to all of us, of course. To me, he was a good friend. I just loved being around Ronnie. Ronnie was always upbeat and friendly, and Ronnie was a man's man. I mean, you always had fun when you were with Ronnie, whether it was going to a movie or playing sports. And Ronnie was just a great athlete. Just somebody who I looked up to, whether we were playing football, all you had to do was throw the ball up there. He would catch it, no question about it. Softball, he had the best hands I think I've ever seen anybody. He was a left fielder that made plays unbelievable. And I thought I was a good bowler until I started bowling with Ronnie. And he put me to shame. So Ronnie was just a guy who everybody just loved to be with, and certainly when we went out different times, Pauline, I don't know where you are here right now. There she is. We had such good times going out for dinner and couples and parties, whether it was Chinese New Year's party or regular New Year's, and certainly the Halloween parties where we all dressed up and looked stupid. That was a lot of fun. But Ronnie, again, was always the life of the party. And Ronnie was also a guy who had an incredible memory. If you wanted to talk about trivia for TV shows, Ronnie was tops, absolute tops. I thought I knew old TV trivia from the 60s. Ronnie would kill everybody in this. If I ever had a question sometimes where I was stumped on something, I would just pick up the phone and call Ronnie. And Ronnie would say, oh, it's this. And I would hate myself for not knowing it, but he knew it without having to Google it. There was no Google back in those days, by the way. So Ronnie was great, and whether it was the Marx Brothers or the Stooges or the Honeymooners, he just knew it down pat. And the one movie that I didn't get into like all you guys did was Start the Revolution Without Me. He could honestly recite you from start to finish every line in that movie. Unbelievable. So Ronnie was just always a guy who just loved being around. And the last thing I want to say about Ronnie, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, about 9 years ago, after I went through a divorce, he gave me 2 phone numbers for 2 girls to fix me up with. He said, the first one is insane. You'll have fun with her, but she's insane. The second one is a little bit less insane. I went with the second one, and I'm still with her. So Ronnie, I thank you for that. I thank you for all your friendship, and to everybody who's here, we all miss Ronnie unbelievably. Thank you very much.